Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Eamon. I'm the principal of Lady Eaton College, and I'd like to welcome you all here for a special Black History Month presentation here in the Lady Eaton College pit. Today we're going to have lots of discussions and debates, but I'm really happy to have the LLCs here today. Now, for those people who don't know what an LLC is, it's a living learning community. It is a program run through the housing department at Trent University, through the colleges, and it engages students in different activities. Today we have two LLCs here. We have the Global Living LLC, and we'll have a debate and discussion led by Irene Bruckner-Irwin, who is the head of the Global Living LLC, and we also have the Civic Engagement and Leadership LLC here as well today, so this is really great. And again, we're here to celebrate and commemorate Black History Month and heritage, and we're going to be talking about a lot of these issues, about contemporary issues, about is Black history really about the past, or is it really about the present, and how we see Blacks in contemporary society, and what it is to be Black, and what is there one Black experience in contemporary society. We're going to talk about all these types of things today, and it's a pleasure that we can make this into a Trent Talk. So instead of having the professors talk, we're now turning the tables and have the students and their opinion on what Black history means to them. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Irene Bruckner-Irwin, who's going to lead the discussion. Irene?
So we're just going to lead a sort of an informal discussion about the media narrative of Africa, because it's sort of a contemporary issue right now, and that's something that's quite relevant to all of us in today's society. So just to get sort of going, does anyone want to pitch in, like, what's the purpose of Black History Month in Canada? Why do we need Black History Month?
Well, we need Black History Month because we don't learn about that history in our regular history courses, nor do we learn about Chinese history or Japanese history or any of the other histories for that matter. So it is just a month, and it's the shortest month, but what else is that?
Okay, yeah, anyone else want to build on that? Like about sort of the type of history we might be learning, or the sort of the stories that we're learning as we grow up here in Canada or elsewhere? Yeah.
A lot of it is personal narratives, I've found. And I think you need to learn about it because, as you were saying, it's forcing people who would otherwise ignore the existence of history other than white Western history, that this does exist and it should be discussed.
Mm-hmm. And why is history important? Why should we be discussing these things?
Because it shapes our understanding of what the society we live in now, and our understanding of the world we live in, and how it shapes like how we think about things. And to build off the last thing that people were saying, is that the kind of history that we do learn is a certain kind of history. Like, it's a certain perspective, it's a certain focus. A lot of things are left out because there's supposed to be, there's a point to this stuff that we are teaching, and I think Black History Month should be enlightening us about everything else that we have not been enlightened about.
Awesome, thank you. So, can anyone think of some sort of important people or prominent figures who are African? Politicians, actors, singers, anything like that?
One guy that we were actually talking about just this morning in one of the earlier talks is he was one of the first Black men and he was Canadian, to get a medical degree, and he was at the deathbed of Lincoln when he died.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how this is never been told about this, even though it is incredibly important, because one of the first Black physicians was there at Lincoln's death, never talked about. And
Yeah.
I only just heard about him today.
Oh, it sort of reinforces sort of why events like this and like Black History Month are actually really great to sort of like learn more about really important historical figures. Looking to our discussion about Africa and portrayals, how could that relate to Canada and the Black identity in Canada and our Black History Month here? Can we draw any connections about maybe assumptions we make or political and social issues or anything like that?
Well, I got told today that the UK was the second country, I think, to have Black History Month. Thing is, though, yeah, no, I've never ever taken part in anything like this before. I've heard about it being done, maybe in bigger cities, but I've never seen it personally. So the fact that in Canada at Trent University I'm able to take part in something like this, I think kind of proves that maybe Canada is starting to be a little better at acknowledging it. I don't know.
Okay,
Obviously I've only been here a few months, so I don't really know.
No, that's an interesting perspective. It's interesting to have like a perspective from a non-Canadian, and it's, you know, sort of also roots back to, you were saying, like sort of more moves toward campaigns about hearing those multiple stories of places. But what about sort of like looking at sort of the portrayal of Black Canadians in the media, or sort of single stories? Do you guys think that we have issues of that here at home too? Or do you think it's not really an issue, or don't really know?
I think something that was brought up at the debate was how we have a totally different identity than America, and how in America when you celebrate like Black History Month, it's like African American, whereas over here it's not just African Canadian. You know, there's like so many different Canadians coming from all over the world, you know, and they may not even identify, you know, as like Black, you know. So I think we just have like a very different heritage, and we're still yet to develop that and formulate it as our own.
Awesome. Well, thank you for participating in our little short discussion. That's all I have prepared, so
That's wonderful.
yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you very much.